Today, China cannot survive in a world that is full of changing. If she wants to survive, if she wants to become a superpower, then she needs to adjust herself to the world that is changing. But furthermore, she needs to gain more power with other countries that are around her, and gain more political stability within herself. Today, China is viewed as a country that oppresses human rights. And no one wants to have any relations with her. We think that today there is some sort of a wave that is going on in the world, and that she needs to use to her own advantage. I will talk about two main points. First of all, why right now? Why this wave is so important, and why she needs to use this in an international level and an economical level. But furthermore, to my second point, why this will stabilize China as to her inner political system, where she can control the changes that might happen in the future. We think that legalizing gay marriage is a step that shows that you can accept different people, that shows that you can accept a completely different lifestyle, and it's a very big message that you can show to your people and to the international arena. So to my first point, why right now, and why will this help actually the economical state of China and the international trade? So let's look about what's happening around the world right now. We see that the U.S. force, economical force, and the international influence of the USA is actually losing its power. It's losing its influence. But moreover, we are seeing that there are some changes that are going around the world. We see that more and more countries are going towards more liberal values. We saw that with the Arab Spring. We saw that with countries that are more adapting to the liberal views. We think that today, in the current situation where China is viewed as a country that oppresses human rights, people think, and countries actually think twice before trading with her, before doing anything. I think that she is very exposed to criticism, because some countries are actually deterred from the clash of the values that is going on between the Western liberal world and what they think that China is representing. And we think that this is holding back China. No, thank you. That this is holding back this is holding back China. And why? Because today the USA is viewed as the Western liberal democracy's police, where they can control everyone, where they can tell everyone what to do. We think that if China wants to challenge this perception and wants to take their spot as an international force, as a power force, we think that this is a step where they can show everyone that they are open for business. What do we mean by open for business? This means that you don't have to be afraid of us. We are not so oppressive. You can come towards us. We accept people that don't have the same lifestyle for us. And this is also a message that they could send to our neighbors. We think that today, we think that today you have South Korea, you have Japan that are also adapting to these values, and we think that this actually helps. But moreover, let's look about. We all saw the info slide of how we all saw the very long info slide of where we saw that not all Western liberal democracies accepted gay marriage, and what this shows, this actually is a tool for China to show the inconsistency of Western liberal democracy. And why is that? Well, we say, if you're such a Western liberal democracy and you believe in all these liberal values, then why don't you approve gay marriage? We think that this actually shows it's a tool by China to show all these Western liberal democracy, you are not better from us, but we are willing to change in this changing world. That's why you shouldn't be so deterred from us, and we are open for business, and you can trade with us. We think that this extremely benefits the economy of China, but moreover, this actually gives her more political power. Question, yes?
And its economy. Considering where the legitimacy of power for the Chinese government comes today among its own people, how is it legitimate to change something that is unpopular among the Chinese people only because of the pressure of the international community, which does not exist?
Okay. Okay. First of all, I don't think that it is so unpopular among Chinese people. Let's face it. In China, there are also gay people that want gay marriage. Therefore, if they weren't allowed to say it from now, this actually allows them to speak their mind. We think that the people will actually be happy and they won't be sad because suddenly they are given more freedoms. So we don't accept this assertion that they will be less happy of a change. But further on to my second point of how this will stabilize the political arena inside China, we think that today the people, if they want to make a change, okay, they want to see that they are able to do it. And we think that by doing this step, the Chinese government is giving a signal to the people that if you want to make a change, we are open for changes, and that means that you can do it within the system. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at the situation today. Let's look at, for example, what's happening in Syria. We see that if Assad, okay, gave some freedoms to their people, which gave some changes to the people, we think that he wouldn't be in such a shitty situation where they were fighting him all over. If they allowed a little bit of freedoms all over, if the changes were inside the system and not a complete revolution, we think that first of all the Chinese people will believe in the system, will have more legitimacy because people will believe that they can affect and influence the system. But moreover, actually the change will happen gradually and not over a revolution, which means that the government can still control the situation and actually make it more moderate, which is the action which we know is that the best changes are the changes that are moderate, because we have less people that are getting hurt. We see that the changes are for the long term, and we see that the people adjust in a better way. So what did we give you? So what do we mean by that? We mean that if the people would like to demand more, they would demand it, but within the system where the political arena is more stable, which benefits both the people and the government, and with more stable and gives the government more legitimacy. So what did we give you in this debate? First of all, this is the right time for China to act because it gives her more political power in the international arena. It keeps her stable, more economically powerful, and better country to go and travel to because gay people can.